Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking about whether I believe it is possible for you to change your accent. A lot of you guys, Brazilian students mostly, have learned English with a slightly American accent, which is fine if you like it. But some people get to a point where they really want to change their accents and they want to sound more British. And I thought about this, and the first thing that came to mind to me is my brother Paolo. So Paolo moved to England when he was 11 years old, and so he learned English with a more of a British accent. However, he got to a point, I believe, when he was about 15 or 16, where he started playing lots of games online. And a lot of the players he was playing with were in fact American. And for some reason, he developed this interest in American culture and the American accent. And so very quickly, he began to change his accent completely. He was, in fact, speaking English with a British accent, slightly Brazilian, because that's where we're from, we're Brazilians, but with strong British aspects, and then moved on to an American accent. And it's so interesting how that happened, given the fact that we were living in London when this happened. So we were living there, and still he changed his accent. Like, he really changed it completely. And nowadays, he still lives in England and he still speaks with an American accent. It's so interesting how sometimes certain people prefer the American accent and others prefer the British accent. I like both, actually. This is my accent. This is how I learned to speak English. But I believe American accent and Australian accent, Canadian, Irish, I think all of those accents are wonderful. And I think it really is about having an accent that, number one, you can have, so something that is in fact possible for you to have, and that you like, because it's fun to speak in a way that you enjoy, that you think is nice. So the first thing to think about is how, and you're going to be surprised when I say this probably, how when you speak English with an American accent and when you speak English with a British accent, your voice is going to change. You probably noticed that when you speak Portuguese or whatever your first language is, and then you speak English, your voice changes. It's very normal. My voice changes so much when I speak Portuguese and English. However, when you speak English with a different accent, it changes too. So if you're speaking with an American accent and then you move on to a British accent, I think most of the time you will find that the American accent is slightly more high-pitched. So the pitch, which is the sound of the voice, is higher. The British accent, a lot of the time, it's a bit more deeper. It's weird, isn't it, how it changes? So pay attention to that. Don't be afraid to embrace this new pitch, this new voice that you're going to have, okay? Something else I wanted to say as well. If you're interested in changing your accent, it is possible. It's hard to do to most people, okay? To most people, it's something difficult to do. But if it's important to you, go ahead and do it. But something to bear in mind, something for you to think about, okay? When you're changing from the American to a British accent, you're not just changing your accent. You're going to have to change some of the words you use, right? Otherwise, it's probably going to get a bit confusing for you to be able to really fully do this, because there will be words you're using from your American English background that will not be used in British English. Just as an example, like in Britain, they say football, and in America, they say soccer. So imagine saying, like, I'm just gonna watch soccer. Sounds weird. Like, yeah, you're not gonna be saying soccer. You're gonna be saying soccer, but still, it's not very used. So it sounds better to say I'm going to be watching football as opposed to soccer. You know, so it's not just about changing the accent, it's about paying attention to some of those words that you particularly, maybe you love football, so this applies to you, words that you need to change because you use them a lot and they won't make so much sense being used with a British accent. They will understand you, guys. It's not a problem. They will understand you for sure. But if you're gonna do this, you might as well pay attention to those big differences in terms of American and British English. That might be interesting for you to do as well. So I hope this video has helped you. Let me know in the comments down below if you are after changing your accent. And good luck with that, because it's going to be tough. I think it's a difficult thing to do. As I said, possible, but hard to do. So good luck with that. I hope you are determined enough to pull it through. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.